My dear friends, previous two chapters, electric charge and electric field is well discussed. Now we are going to discuss about the new topic, that is electric potential. That is also a part of electrostatics. Clear? Before going to know about the electric potential, I would like to say something about the first year topic, as we have already discussed in hydrostatics, hydrodynamics as well as thermodynamics. Listen to me. I have taken 2 columns of water connected by means of a tube, and when the having a liquid of same density but of different height. So when the knob get opened, then we will feel that the water will rush from this side to this side when the knob is opened. It means due to the difference in height, there is a flow of liquid. It means it is not due to the, actually it is due to the difference in pressure, that is P is equal to H rho Z. The liquid are of similar, hence rho is constant, G is constant, so P directly proportional to H. So the liquid having the highest level of water or liquid is having excess pressure then compared to this. So due to the difference in pressure, there is a flow of liquid. It means I would like to conclude that pressure is a scalar quantity, but it gives the direction of flow of liquid. Clear? Similarly, whenever we took a hot body and a cold body are kept in contact with each other, then according to previous theorem, heat flows from, or Kelvin theorem, heat flows from one body to the another, that is from higher body to the lower. Hence, I would like to say that due to the difference in temperature, there is a flow of heat. Here also, temperature is also scalar quantity, but it gives the direction of heat flow. Similarly, there is another physical quantity which is scalar quantity, but it gives the direction of charge flow, that is called electric potential. It means electric potential is analogous to pressure in hydrodynamics. Hence, due to difference in pressure, there is a flow of liquid. Due to difference in temperature, there is a flow of heat, and due to difference in potential, there is a flow of charge. The scalar quantity that gives the direction of charge flow is called electric potential. So I would like to show that electric potential is analogous to pressure in hydrodynamics and temperature in thermodynamics. Pressure in hydrodynamics and temperature in thermodynamics. Clear? Now, electric potential gives the direction of charge flow. It means the positive charge moves from higher potential to the lower potential, while electron moves from lower potential to higher potential. Positive charge moves from higher potential to lower potential, while negative charge moves from lower potential to higher potential. Now a question arises, sir, does an electron move from higher potential to lower potential? Answer, yes. Now listen to me. Whenever we are opening the tap at the ground floor, automatically water comes from the top floor. But can we move the water from the ground floor to the top floor? Answer, yes. By doing some extra work. That is, we should do some work against gravity. Against gravity. Similarly, we should do some work against it, so that we have to do some extra energy, so that an electron can move from higher to lower potential, and that extra energy is called electrostatic energy, potential energy. Clear? Answer: can an electron move from higher potential to lower potential? Yes, by doing some extra work done. Clear? Now, electric potential is positive for positive charge and negative for negative charge. Clear? Then we will discuss about the electric potential due to a point charge. Quantitative definition. Whenever we are discussing that electric potential is a scalar quantity, but it gives the direction of charge flow. That is called qualitatively. What it does? What is the role of electric potential? Gives the qualitative definition. While how much work is done is called quantitative definition. It means electric potential at a point in an electric field can be defined as the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to that point. Electric potential at a point in an electric field is the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to that point without acceleration against electrostatic force. Electric potential, listen to me. Let a charge Q is the source charge placed at O, and a charge Q0 is brought from infinity. Okay, without acceleration. It means with uniform motion. Towards the source charge. The observation point P is at a distance R. Clear? I want to find out the amount of work done. If the test charge is, or if that Q0 charge is 1 unit. That is called electric potential. Or I would like to say that electric potential V is equal to amount of work done per unit charge. That is work done in bringing a charge from infinity, the magnitude of charge. If Q0 is equal to 1 unit, then electric potential V is equal to what done? It means if 1 unit charge is brought from infinity to that point, that work done is called electric potential. If Q0 is 1 unit, then V is equal to 1. This is the definition I have written here. That is called quantitative definition. It means electric potential at a point in an electric field is the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge. Unit positive charge. Hence, I have taken Q0 is equal to 1 unit positive charge from infinity to that point without acceleration. It means uniform motion against electrostatic force. Against electrostatic force means source charge is a positive. I brought another positive charge. So when two positive charges come together, they repel each other. If I want to make them closer, I have to do some work. It means I have to do some work against it. That's why it is called against electrostatic force. Clear? This is positive charge. This is also positive charge. Two positive charges repel each other. So they never come close to each other. But I would like to make them closer. So I have to do some work. Clear? I have to do some work. And that work done per unit charge is called electric potential. Clear? Let us do some derivation for that. A derivation. Let Q be the source charge, Q be the test charge brought from infinity, P with the small p, let it be small p, P with the observation point at a distance R from O. Clear? Therefore, electrostatic force F is equal to how much? 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q0 by R square in air medium. Clear? So at that moment, let the charge Q0 is displaced through a displacement dr. Let the charge is displaced through a displacement dr. Then let dw be the work done due to displacement. How much? dr. By the charge Q0 against electrostatic force. Then dw is equal to how much? F dot dr. These two charges repel each other, but I would like to make them closer. That's why I have to do some work. Clear? It means F dr cos theta against it. So theta is pi cos theta minus 1, that is F dr. Clear? Or integrating both sides with the proper limit. If there is no work done, the charge will be at infinity. After doing the work, the charge will come to the observation point P. Clear? So if there is no work done, 0, and after doing the work, W. Similarly, instead of F, I can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q0 1 by R square. Because instead of F, I can use 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q0 by R square. That is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q0 is taken outside. 1 by R square dr integration. Initially the charge is at infinity. Now R. So by integrating we find that minus Q0 by 4 pi epsilon 0 1 by R square, that is integration is 1 by R. Clear? From infinity to R. Clear? It means work is found to be how much? Minus Q0 by 4 pi epsilon 0. The high limit, upper limit, R lower limit. So minus 1 by r minus minus plus 1 by infinity. So 1 by infinity 0 is found to be minus minus plus. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q0 by r. This is the amount of work done. It means if that much work will be done, then a charge q0 will be brought from infinity to that point. If the q0 is 1, or I can say the amount of work done per that charge is potential. Therefore electric potential V is equal to how much? W by q0 is found to be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r. Clear? Hence, from this I can conclude that V directly proportional to Q and V inversely proportional to 1 by R. It means the electric potential depends upon the magnitude of the source charge. Why? Inversely proportional to the distance of the observation point. This is the important long answer for both CBSE and also CHS. Now, units and dimensions. As we know, V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, or I can write it as a double by Q0. The SI unit will be volt, V, joule per coulomb, or I can write it as a J by C or J C inverse. Clear? CGS for electrostatic unit, ESU, it is start volt, that is arc per start coulomb. Electromagnetic unit, that is F volt, clear, is equal to arc per AB coulomb. Clear? Let a relation for it. So we know that 1 volt is equal to 1 joule per 1 coulomb. So I can write 1 volt is equal to 1 joule per 1 coulomb. 1 joule means 10 to the power 7 arc, and 1 coulomb means 3 into 10 to the power 9 start coulomb. So it is found to be 10 to the power 7, 10 to the power 7 cancel. Answer 1 by 300 start volt. Similarly, again I can write 1 volt is equal to 1 joule by 1 coulomb. Again 1 joule is equal to 10 to the power 7, or but 1 coulomb is equal to 1 by 10 F coulomb. It means 10 to the power 8 F volt. Clear? Or in short I can write 1 volt is equal to 1 by 300 start volt is equal to 10 to the power 8 F volt. Clear? This is the relation and also the units of electric potential. I hope this is the question in 2018 or 19. Okay? So there is another question. Is there any other quantity? Is there any other quantity whose CGS unit is larger than its SI? Give an example of a physical quantity whose CGS unit is larger than its SI. Answer may be electric potential, because electric potential 1 volt is equal to 1 volt is equal to 1 by 300 start volt, means 1 start volt is equal to 300 volt. Clear? So 1 start volt is the CGS unit. So start volt is the CGS unit, while volt is the SI unit. So CGS unit is larger than SI unit. Clear? Then dimension. B is equal to double by 0 watt ton per charge. So watt ton means ml square T minus 2 AT. Clear? Therefore the dimension of potential is found to be ml square T minus 3 A minus 1. Clear? Watt ton is ml square T minus 2. T moves up to the numerator, so T minus 3 A minus 1. ml square T minus 3 A minus 1. Clear? This is the whole discussion about the unit and dimension. Clear? Now we will discuss about the graphical representation. For a point charge Q at a distance of observation point R in A, V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R. Clear? From this we conclude that V directly proportional to Q and proportional to 1 by R. Now I would like to say that here an important point is that electric potential is positive for positive charge and electric potential is negative for negative charge respectively. Clear? So if you plot a graph between Q and V, it means Q greater than 0. That is for a positive charge. So if you plot a graph between Q and V, it is a straight line. Similarly, Q less than 0. If the charge is positive, then it lies in the first quadrant. If the charge is negative, it lies in the fourth quadrant. Clear? So this is the expression for positive charge and this is the expression for negative charge. Clear? Similarly, B and R. B and R. So as we know that potential is inversely proportional to the distance of observation point. It means as the distance increases, potential gradually decreases. It is for positive charge. Clear? It means it lies in the first quadrant. For a negative charge, it lies in the fourth quadrant. Clear? So for positive charge, it lies in the first quadrant. For negative charge, it lies in the fourth quadrant. Clear? This is the variation of charge with potential and variation of observation point, distance of observation point with the potential. Now, how electric field and electric potential due to a point charge vary with distance of observation point. Explain in the same graph. Look at here. Electric field and electric potential due to a point charge. For a point charge, electric field is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square. Clear? And potential is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r for air medium. It means I conclude that E proportional to 1 by r square and V proportional to 1 by r. Okay? Okay? It means E proportional to square, it obeys the inverse square law. Well, it is inversely proportional to the distance of observation point. If we plot E and V along y-axis and the distance of observation point along x-axis, because E decreases rapidly with the inverse square law. Clear? This is the graph. Very, very important short question. Regularly come in CBSE exams. Clear? Now, we'll discuss the electric potential difference. What is electric potential difference? Electric potential difference between two positions in an electric field is the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from one point to the another without acceleration against electrostatic force. Clear? Let us imagine this is the percentage O. Let source charge is Q here, and let P be the observation point, and the test charge is brought from infinity. Clear? So let the observation point is at a distance of R. Clear? If a charge is brought from one position to the another, it means I would like to bring the charge from A position to the B. Then potential difference between A, B is equal to VBA is equal to WBA by Q0, and it is found to be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q 1 by RB minus 1 by RA. Listen to me. Whenever we are going to discuss about the electric potential means a charge is brought from infinity. Clear? Here, listen to me. Let the charge is brought from infinity through the portion A. That potential is VA 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by RA. Now the charge is brought to the portion B. It means at A the potential is VA and at B the potential is VB. Clear? And the difference in potential is called VBA. Clear? And let us derive for that expression. Is it true or false? Just verify. Let Q be the source charge and Q0 be test charge. Brought from infinity. Let P be the observation point at a distance R from O. Clear? The charge is brought from infinity to the observation point P. Therefore, electrostatic force F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q0 by R square. Clear? You got the force at P. If dW be the work done due to displacement of charge through dr, then dW is equal to F dot dr, that is dot product of force and displacement is what done? F dr cos theta is again minus 1 because theta is equal to pi. Again I am explaining that if the test charge is positive, source charge is positive, these two charges repel each other and I want to make them closer, it means I have to do some work against electrostatic force. As the force and the displacement are opposite to each other, theta is equal to pi. So dW is equal to minus FDR. Clear? dW minus F means 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q0 by R square into dr. Clear? Integrating both sides. If there is no work done, the charge is at if there is no work done, the charge is at A. After doing work done, the charge moves to B. It means the charge is moved from A to B. Okay? Clear? The charge is at A, position vector RA, RB, in place. Work done is equal to how much? Upper limit is WB and lower limit is WA is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q0 1 by R square dr. Integration is minus 1 by R. How much? RA, RB. Clear? It is found to be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q0 minus 1 by RB minus 1 by plus 1 by RA minus 9. Whenever we multiply this, find out WB minus WA, because the upper limit is WB minus WA is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 QQ0 QQ0. I have taken minus common and cancelled it. Hence it is found to be 1 by RB minus 1 by RA. This is the extra watt term. It means potential difference. BBA is equal to WBA minus AA by Q0. The amount of watt term per charge is found to be, if Q0 get cancelled, the answer will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q 1 by how much? RB minus RA. Let us imagine I brought the charge from infinity, then if RA tends to infinity, I brought the charge from infinity, and RB tends to any observation point R. Put it, we will find it. 1 by infinity is equal to 0. Hence V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q 1 by R minus 1 by infinity. 1 by infinity tends to 0. Therefore V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R. Clear? Did you get it? So the question arises, deduce an expression for the potential difference, hence derive the electric potential at that point. Clear? So after deducing the electric potential difference, we can easily find out the electric potential at that point. Clear? It means when the charge is brought from infinity to that point, that is called electric potential. But when it moves from one point to the another, in that region or electric field is called potential difference. Clear? Can a sphere of radius 1 cm hold a charge of 1 coulomb? Can a sphere of radius, it means radius is given, r is equal to 1 cm, it means 10 to the power minus 2 meter. Charge is also given 1 coulomb. Therefore, electric potential difference V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R in air medium, or 9 into 10 to the power 9. 1 charge is given 1 coulomb while distance is given 10 to the power minus 2. It is found to be V is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 11 volt. Clear? 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 volt is the maximum potential that can ionize the space. It means it is 10 to the power 11. It means approximately 10 to the power 5 times larger. So it is the maximum potential that leakages from the conductor. It is the maximum potential that can ionize the air surrounding the charge. This is the maximum potential that can ionize the air surrounding the charge due to leakage. So, can a sphere of radius 1 cm hold a charge of 1 coulomb? Answer: no. Answer: no, it cannot hold because it leaks from the conductor and ionize the air surrounding it. Because to ionize it, the approximately voltage is 3.6 into 10 power 6 volt. Clear? And here it is 9 into 10 power 11. Clear? So it is 10 to the power 5 times larger. So it leaks from the conductor and ionizes the space. So it cannot hold inside the conductor of radius 1 cm. Clear? Define dielectric constant with respect to electric potential. I hope this is the question in 2016. Clear? So, electric potential. Whenever we take potential in A medium, it is found to be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 for a charge q and a radius r. Let this is a spherical conductor of radius r and charge q in air medium. And if we found it for a medium, it is found to be 1 by 4 pi epsilon q by r. I can write it as a 1 by 4 pi epsilon means epsilon 0 into epsilon r q by r, or I can write it as a 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Instead of epsilon r, I can write the dielectric constant q by r. Clear? So, if we found the ratio of the potential in air to that medium, it is found to be K. It means dielectric constant of a medium can be defined as the ratio of the potential of a point charge at a distance in air to that medium. Clear? But note it that electric field in air to the electric field in medium is also dielectric constant. Electrostatic force in air to the electrostatic force in medium is also dielectric constant. Potential in air and potential in medium, the ratio is also dielectric constant. A question arises, sir, if the medium is replaced by some other than air, what happens to the potential, electric field and force? Sir, the force, electric field and potential is maximum in air. If the medium is replaced, its dielectric constant increases. K increases. Hence potential, force and electric field all get decreased. Clear? Next. What do you mean by principle of superposition? Of electric potential. What do you mean by principle of superposition of electric potential? For a system of charge, electric potential is a scalar quantity. Electric potential is energy, or electric potential is a scalar quantity. It means potential is a scalar quantity. It means for a system of charge, different potential are there. If you find out the net potential, it is the sum of individual potential. That is algebraic sum of, not vector sum, because electric potential is a scalar quantity. Net electric potential due to system of charge is equals to sum of individual potential of all the system of charges. If the system consists of n number of particles, then net potential is equal to B1 dot 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 Bn. That is individual potential. Correct? It is a scalar quantity, so net potential is this. Very often a question arises, if number of particles, liquid drops are there, n number of liquid drops are there, when combined together or whole scale, they form a big drop. It means n drops of water or liquid combined to form a single drop. Then find the ratio of the potential of the big drop to the potential of the small liquid drop. Okay, let charge of small drop Q while big drop capital Q. Therefore, Q is equal to NQ. That is according to property of quantization of charge. Quantization of charge. Net charge is equal to integral multiple of the smallest amount of charge. That is, if the each charge is small q, then the total charge is equal to q into nq. As the volume remains constant, because total drop goes to form a big drop. As volume remains constant, so how many drops are there? N drops are there. N into 4 by 3 pi r cube is how many? 1 drop of 4 by 3 pi r cube. Clear? So 4 by 3 pi get cancelled. So it is found that r is equal to n to the power 1/3 into small r. Clear? Now the question arises, what is the big drop of the potential? Big drop of potential is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r, to the small drop 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 the charge per radius. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 get cancelled. Capital Q is equal to NQ and small q, capital R is equal to n to the power 1/3 into small r. Clear? Q by r. This Q by r cancelled, hence it is found to be n to the power 2/3. So the potential of the big drop to the potential of the small drop is found to be n to the power 2/3. If the question arises, sir, if 1000 drops goes to form a single drop, what is the ratio of the potential of the big drop to the small drop? 1000 drops. So n is 1000. So 1000 2/3 is how much? 100. It means the ratio of the big drop to the small drop is found to be 100. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye. In the next class, we'll discuss a lot of things about the electric potential energy, relation between electric field and potential, etc. Till then, bye. Good day.